Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to my channel, Elusive Collectibles. My name is Jesus, and I just wanted to introduce my channel and talk about what I collect, how long I've been collecting, hopefully, connect with other collectors and help anybody that's starting out, whether it's diecast or non-sports cards. But now to tell you a little bit about myself, I've been collecting for 15, 16 years. I started collecting specifically Batmobiles. So right around '07 or '08, I started collecting the 1989 Batmobile by Michael Keaton, as well as the Dark Knight Batmobile or Tumbler. And I started collecting this in every scale from 1/64, like the ones in front of you, to 1/43rd, 1/18th, some 1/20th. And one of the things that I learned right off the bat from collecting those Batmobiles was that you run out of space very quickly if you collect some of the bigger models. And again, at the time I was 17, so I had limited space. So I quickly chose to only collect premium models and just overall be more picky with what I collect. A lot of times, collectors that have been doing this for a while would attest to the fact that a lot of times you collect everything, and then 6 months to a couple years later, you want to get rid of a lot of things that you thought you were going to keep. So the pickier you are when it comes to collecting, the better, in my opinion. So again, I collected Batmobiles, and then I soon started moving into just regular diecast models by Hot Wheels. And here's to give you some examples of those. So I got into these, and then, just showing you what you start learning along the way. I learned about their RLC line, which is their Red Line Club. A lot of their models are numbered, and I'll give you an example of that one. This is a model by Magnus Walker. He is a Porsche collector, and this is a replica of one of his vehicles. This one is numbered to 10,000, and that's another thing. That would be a video on its own, but Hot Wheels, I feel like there's more Hot Wheels collectors around the world than there is sports cars collectors. At least at this point. I know since, sports cars and non-sports cars have been blowing up, that might, not be the case in a few years, but maybe that explains some of why these cars have higher production runs than some cards. Here's another one. They have their convention exclusives. This is an example of one of those. And this one is numbered to 5,000. Now there is another variation of this, which is when it has a dinner sticker here. I'll give you an example of one. I don't have that specific model with the sticker, but I do have another model. So when you attend their dinner, you get one of these. Here it is here, there you go. And these are a little bit more, at least this specific model is more limited. This one's numbered to 1,600. So again, I started gravitating more towards these, and you also start learning that, one of the collectors told me right when I first started was, you want to collect multiples, either one or, two or three of the same model. And the thought process behind that is they're sealed collectors, by the way. That's another thing I forget to mention with Hot Wheels and diecast. There's sealed collectors that like to keep them in the case, just like the ones I shown, and there's loose collectors. I'm more of a loose collector, but I do like just the, I guess you could say the peace of mind that I get from having an extra copy in case anything happens to my loose collection. So some other collectors collect up to 3. And again, the theory behind that is they keep one sealed, they open one, and in the future, they sell the 3rd copy, and with the plan and the hopes of it appreciated enough in value to pay for the first 2, or at least for one of the other ones, right? So again, I went from that to Japan has a lot of nice brands, and they have like higher end models, more detailed models, such as Tamika Limited Vintage and Ignition model. Let me show you some of those models here as an example as well. And these models have ridiculous detail, especially for the size. You have to, keep in mind that these are 1/64 scale. So there you go. As far as diecast, I wanted to keep it short and sweet. Obviously, in later videos, I can go more in depth into any kind of topic, regardless of whether it's diecast or non-sports cards. But again, this is more of an introduction video. So fast forward to 2019, I got into Pokemon. I was never able to afford those cards as a kid. So I went on eBay. I wanted to see what they were going for. I did some research, enough research to buy only graded copies. Now, again, I wasn't a hardcore collector, so I stuck to PSA 9s because, you know, there's a lot of value in the 9 as opposed to the 10s, and you're still getting the artwork. Obviously, this is not a first edition. This is base set 2, but I was only worried about the artwork, you know, because I was collecting these just based off nostalgia. So I was able to pick up some of my favorite pieces that I never got to own as a kid, but I got these in PSA 9 once again. Just to give you some examples here. Now then, you fast forward a year, that market blew up. So by the time I was trying to pick up some Dragon Ball Z pieces, prices had just skyrocketed. Here's some examples of what I was able to pick up right before everything blew up. This is a secret rare from the Dragon Ball Z Colossal Warfare set. And then here's a special rare. I mean, the artwork on these are just amazing. And then I finally found Marvel. Now, I've always been a Marvel fan, but besides the Series 1 set, I never really knew there was other sets. I never knew about Marvel Masterpieces or the Retro Flare lines. But what I gravitated towards right away was the 1992 Marvel Masterpieces. And this set is amazing, by Joe Jusko. This was my favorite card, and I was trying to catch this in a high grade, either a PSA 10 or 9.5, because again, I got into this a little bit earlier than I did Pokemon, so I thought I could afford to get into higher grades. Now, the only thing I would be careful or warn everybody that's trying to collect these, is the whitening in the back. I've seen some PSA copies with whitening in the back, even though they're PSA 10s, So again, this is one of my favorite cards from that set. And I'll show you one more example. Here's the Wolverine, probably the most popular card from the set. And then again, just like Diecast, I started gravitating towards numbered cards. And here's my first one I was able to pick up from the 2017 Fleer Ultra Spider-Man Royal Foil, Ultimate Spider-Man. The Royal Foil just indicated that it's numbered to 10. This is 4 out of 10. So here it is. So that's where I'm currently at as far as collecting. And again, I just wanted to make the channel to introduce myself. And again, I do both diecast and non-sports cards. So if any feedback, I'd appreciate. I still don't know, since I'm just starting out, if I want to make a video per week on sports cards or a video per week on model cars as well. So I'm not sure. Again, let me know what you guys would want to see, and we'll go from there. Thanks again, and you guys have a great day.